Time now for our World Cup debrief with Emily Boyle. And Emily, take us through the latest.
Yeah, well, a lot of big games coming up this evening, so we'll start with those. A lot to talk through. France looking to secure their qualification, and with me, of course, to discuss it all is Ruben Slagter, sports journalist and author. We're going to take a look at this action to come, but first, let's look at those fixtures waiting for us this evening. Quite a few exciting games. World champions Argentina up against Austria in Dallas this evening. A little later, the fixture that everyone has been counting down to, or at least here in Paris, Les Bleus are back for their second group stage game against Iraq, hoping for a win and a spot in the knockouts. For those who fancy staying up a little later, Norway Senegal kicks off at 2 a.m. Paris time, and Al Nashama Jordan are up against the Phoenix Algeria.
And we're going to start off by taking a look at this France-Iraq game, correct?
Yes, France looking for their second win, but Iraq also looking for those precious points. French coach Didier Deschamps has said that his side mustn't underestimate his opponents. That match kicks off at 11 p.m. Paris time in Philadelphia. We're expecting quite a few changes in the lineup. What do you think Didier is looking out for this time?
I think that most of all, what's his strongest point, and you hear him saying it everywhere, is he will never underestimate whoever. So Spain, Cape Verde, or Portugal, DRC scenario is not very likely, because he knows exactly how to play these games, not spend too much energy, and that's also why he will probably make a few changes, because he knows that the tournament is still very long. He has a lot of good attackers, especially. Bakula was very strong when he came on against Senegal, so maybe he will play tonight, and that will, so he keeps them all happy, and they will all be fully focused and fully ready to play in the next round.
Yeah, and of course it's Kylian Mbappe's 100th game with Les Bleus. He scored 2 goals last time. Still a lot of criticism around him. What do you make of his performance against that criticism?
I really don't understand the criticism, to be honest. I mean, what do you want from Kylian Mbappe? He's now playing in 3 World Cups, scored 14 goals, always decisive, scoring a hat-trick in the last World Cup final. He scored 2 fantastic goals against Senegal. Yeah, okay, he is not, maybe if you want to compare him with the Messis and Ronaldos of this world, he's still looking for Palmeiras that is as big. But yeah, you cannot deny that he is the biggest star of the French team, and he always delivers when he has to. So yeah, I don't understand the criticism, to be honest.
Well, Philadelphia is where that game is going to be played, and we know that the fans of Les Bleus will be spending most of their days in Philadelphia. France 24's Selena Sykes is with them there too, and investigating some interesting local superstitions. Take a look.
The rocky steps here in Philadelphia. Obviously, these steps, 72 steps that became iconic after that famous scene in the film Rocky. And well, now it's become, as you can see, a place of gathering for all the football fans who are here in the city for the World Cup. A lot of Iraqi fans here at the moment making their voices heard. We'll see, obviously, a few French fans, I'm sure, throughout the evening as well. There's one superstition, though, that's being slowly passed around all football fans here. That is that you're not supposed to put your team shirt on the statue. Philadelphia sports folklore dictates, says that any team that has put their shirt on the statue has ended up losing their next match. So French fans have even sent out a message urging all Les Bleus fans not to put their shirt on the statue. Obviously, French fans confident for a result against Iraq tomorrow, but you've got to follow superstition.
Yeah, well, I saw later actually on social media that Iraqi fans then put a French shirt on the Rocky statue to bring them bad luck, and it's definitely going to be a difficult game for them. Sports journalists asked Iraqi coach Graham Arnold what his plan was to stop France Armada in attack, and this was his response.
I asked if we could play 3 goalkeepers, but they said no. No, look, they've got some incredible players, and it's an honour. It's an honour and we will go out and we will. We're focused on ourselves, and when I say that, it's our own performance. We can't control France's performance, but we can control our own, and it's we're making sure that the players are completely ready to go out there and show the world what they're about, and that's the most important thing.
So I guess, Ruben, my question to you is, do they need 3 goalkeepers and superstition on their side to cause an upset, or do they have potential, actually?
Well, I really want to say that I really liked how they play against Norway. I think it went a bit under the radar because they lost 4-1. And I thought it was really harsh. It was still 2-1 until the 75th minute. And they had a lot of opportunities as well. Could have well been 2-2 by then. In the end, they ran out of steam. There was not enough. I mean, it's also a first for them. A lot of players also had issues with getting into the country. So they have some problems on that side. But I really just liked how Iraq was playing. And I think that if they want to do something against France, that they just have to continue playing. It's also what Senegal did in the first game. Just start from your own strengths. And for me, Iraq, their own strength is not the defense. It's more the attack. And just go for it. And what do they have to lose? Everybody expect them to lose. So let's just go for it and show what they're made of. And they already did it against Norway, so they can be proud of that. And let's hope they will just give us another great match again.
I have to say, I'm very curious with that very strong Antipodean accent of their coach, Graham Arnold, but it's great to see. There's also another exciting game happening this evening, Emily, in New York, which is Norway facing Senegal.
Yeah, of course. Ruben and I were saying that this is probably the most exciting game of the evening. Actually, it's the one I've been looking forward to the most. But we can't talk about this game without taking a look at what Norwegian fans have been up to. Now, take a look at a few of these images. Times Square was taken over by Norwegian fans. They first practiced their rowing and then they got into a bit of yoga. Now, hopefully those pictures are all over social media, and hopefully we can expect some more great scenes to be happening on the pitch this evening. As we can see there, that's the rowing in the middle of Times Square, and then they started to limber up elsewhere as well with some yoga, as you can see there. Absolutely. So they're chanting there, and now they start getting into the yoga properly. There you go, limbering up.
Okay, so that's what happens to Vikings, you see. Eventually they all become masters and mistresses of yoga.
Exactly. But I guess my first question about this Norway-Senegal game, of course, is that Norway scored 4 against Iraq. You said that was maybe a bit of a generous scoreline compared to the fixture, but Senegal also looked impressive against France. So what can we expect to see this evening?
I hope a great game. I really hope that they both go all out. For Norway, it will be a real statement game, because against Iraq they were expected to win. A lot of people see Norway as the dark horse in the tournament, that they can go far. Now they are going to play against the finalists of the Africa Cup of Nations, a strong team. So do they really want to send a message to the world by really beating them? And for Senegal, of course, there's a lot of pressure after that loss. If they will lose this one again, then they have to win the last game with a lot of goals. Yeah, then we have to count the best third, etc. They don't want that. What I'm afraid of is, with the fact that 32 teams are going through and you have the best third going through, that for both teams a draw would be a good outcome. So maybe at some point they will be happy both with the draw. I just hope that it won't be the case, because we hope to have just a great match between the two.
Now, big fixtures to look towards here. We got 4 games last night. Let's just take a look back, Emily, of what actually occurred last night.
Yeah, we also got 4 games last night, of course. Constant action with this World Cup, as is customary in these group stage nights. Let's have a look, though, at those results. Both groups G and H were playing their second games of the tournament. Spain got their World Cup redemption and their first win by comfortably winning against Saudi Arabia 4-0. Belgium went down to 10 men after the 8th red card of the tournament, actually more than the last 2 World Cups together. They struggled against Iran, though, and that game ended on a dry tally 0-0. Another surprise draw, of course, came in the Uruguay-Cape Verde game, and Egypt finally got their hands on their first World Cup win ever.
And that Uruguay-Cape Verde match really did have an unexpected outcome, didn't it?
Yes, of course. It was the surprise of the evening in Miami, as 2 times world champions Uruguay were up against World Cup debutants Cape Verde. Blue Sharks shocked the world with their draw against Spain in the first game, but the island confirmed that was no fluke by holding Uruguay to a draw as well, much to the delight of the fans across the United States, as you can see from this watch party here. I think that's a bit of a conga. Anyway, it's a brilliant result, which has left the team hungry for more. Take a listen.
Given what we've already achieved against 2 world-class teams, we obviously have to be thinking about advancing to the next round. Obviously, these will be difficult matches for all the teams. We'll give it a go. Yes, we'll give it a go. I've just been to the dressing room and all the players are raring to go and have that belief. Obviously, we'll have to take on the challenge of trying to progress to the next round.
Oh, clearly a lot of ambition there. But tell us, Ruben, could they make their dreams come true? Could they win against Saudi Arabia and make it through to the next round?
Yes, they can. But the question is now they are becoming some kind of a favorite against Saudi Arabia. How are they going to react to this new status, how they play? Because before the tournament, nobody was expecting anything from Cape Verde. There was just, okay, the outsiders, we don't know what to expect. Now they made draws against two very strong teams. And now they go into a last game, and often when those outsiders become favorites, it's very difficult to change your attitude towards a game. We shouldn't forget that Saudi Arabia also has a point, and if they win, they also go through, which would also be a huge surprise. So both teams will have a unique opportunity to win that last game and go into the next round.
Yeah.
It seems like it's an interesting World Cup, am I wrong in saying? But also, most importantly, it was a historic night last night for Egypt, wasn't it?
Yes, Egypt, they were up against the Kiwis of New Zealand, and it started off well for the Kiwis as Finn Sermon scored with a perfect header from a corner. Egypt used exactly the same strategy in the second half as Zico scored his header to make it 1-1, and then came the leader of the Pharaohs, the mighty Mohamed Salah, with a tap into the far corner for his third World Cup goal in the tournament, in the history of the tournament. Sorry, in the 82nd, Trezeguet went back to the header strategy and scored a third goal for the Pharaohs. And at the final whistle, Egypt celebrated their 3-1 in and put an end to their 92-year wait for their first ever win at a World Cup. Now, Egypt were looking like they were in pretty good shape in that game after their first match. What do you think went right for them last night?
Well, first of all, I think that New Zealand was the ideal opponent, because New Zealand is a very enthusiastic team, lots of energy they put in, and Egypt, they have enough players to also use the spaces that were left behind by the Kiwis. Shouldn't forget that the first half New Zealand was still 1-0 up, so it was up to Egypt to react, and in the end they prevailed. What I liked about them, and already in the first game against Belgium as well, is that they now finally combine stubborn defense with the quality they have up front. Often, especially during AFCON games, we've only seen them defending the whole game, and we didn't see Mohamed Salah at all touching a ball. Now they managed to combine both their qualities they have in the team. So I think that's the new Egypt, and let's hope we'll see more of them like this.
Well, we also saw new Spain, of course. They won 4-0 against Saudi Arabia. Finally, their redemption win in this tournament. What did you make of their performance?
Yeah, well, Spain was pretty easy, yeah. Lamine Yamal turned up, and then we had a whole different Spain. I mean, what we saw already against Cape Verde is that they're technically probably the best team in the tournament. The issue is up front they need speed and depth, and they have two players for it. Those are Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. The moment they will come on, they will be, for me, still the big favorites to win it. And Lamine Yamal already showed it. And after the first goal, Oyarzabal scored straight away the second and the third. It was all gone. Also with Saudi Arabia probably thinking a bit about this Cape Verde match coming up.
And you were just talking as well that you were slightly disappointed by the Belgium-Iran scoreline.
Well, disappointed. I think it's very difficult to play against Iran because they're so stubborn. They try to frustrate you. They take the rhythm out of the game. So it's difficult to play against. The disappointment is, of course, Belgium, because Belgium, they still have a lot of talent. Doku was not playing, of course, but still, like players like De Bruyne and Trossard, you should be able to do something. But they are just not able to do it. They're also, you see that there's not enough confidence in their own defense. There's a lot of issues over there. So I think they have a huge problem. They played the last game against New Zealand, which is, I think, easier for them again because New Zealand is a team that wants to play. And unless Egypt and Iran, they are more a defensive team. So I think it will be a very interesting and a better game for Belgium to play. But yeah, there will be a lot of pressure on them, of course. Sorry.
Well, that's for last night's game. But before we leave, a thought for journalist Christophe Glaise, who remains detained in Algeria. He was given a 7-year sentence for what was said to be glorifying terrorism. His lawyers are hoping that a presidential pardon may happen. He was working on a report on the country's most decorated football club, Jeunesse Sportive de Kabylie, when he was arrested over 2 years ago.
Thank you, Emily and Ruben, for that roundup of the World Cup. Do stay with us here on France 24.